I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I ride through your block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say. I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I have in the bins and pull out.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz back in the video with yet another video. And today I'm coming to you guys with another rankings video on next gen. These have been doing really good on the channel. I noticed what y'all really been liking. Y'all been liking like the gold builds, the rare builds, the two-way builds. So today I got y'all with the best 6-7 demigod builds of NBA 2K21 next gen. Today I'll be going over all of the best game-breaking builds in the game. And this is literally like the meta builds in the game. So if you want to say the best meta builds in the game, you can say that. But yeah, I got all of the best 6-7 demigod builds in the game, all the different types of ways to make it. And I've got it pretty much based off what my preference is for the height, weight, wingspan. But pretty much everything after that is going to be different. So yeah, that's how we're gonna be doing today's video. If there's anything else you want me to rank on next gen, don't even have to be builds, whether it's the contact dunk animations, because I have not done that yet. I did that on current gen, but I didn't do that yet. If you guys want me to do continue like the series of me using a YouTuber's jump shot, all you gotta do, put that in the comments down below. For right now, leave a like. If you guys want more videos like this, subscribe if new. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into the video. Alright, so first things first, honorable mention. I only have one honorable mention, then we have a top 5, and pretty much the top 5 is going to be screenshots. I'm not going to be going over takeaways because you know what takeaways I'm going with every single build, and pretty much a lot of these builds came out as the same name, so it really wasn't important to do it like that. But first things first, when it comes to the builds, I got y'all with an honorable mention. Now, what position are we going to be at for the honorable mention? Every other build on this list is going to be at the powerful position. Spoiler alert. But for this build, this is the small force. So this is pretty much for people that want to be faster and still be dominant. This could be arguably the best one of the builds depending on your preference. But in my opinion, it's just going to be at the honorable mention. So how do you make it? You're going to be at the small forward position, height, weight, and wingspan. So height and wingspan, these are the height I'm going to go with for every single one of these builds. Wingspan I'm going to go with for every single one of these builds so that you can compare and contrast these a lot easier. If I changed up the wingspan and stuff like that, it would be a little bit harder to contrast and compare. But yeah, you can compare these easily because the wingspan is the same. Now, when it comes to the wingspan, why did I go with 7'1" wingspan on every single one of these builds? You have an 87 3-pointer off whip. When you get to 99, that's going to go up to a 91. So you're going to be at the 90 plus threshold. Then when you get sharp takeover, you get +8. That's the max you can get for your 3-point shooting. And that's going to be at 99 right on the dot. That is perfect for what I'm trying to do. So yeah, that's what I really do that for. Then when it comes to the weight, I go 183 pounds because that's going to allow you to be fast as possible when it comes to speed and speed of ball and acceleration, while also giving you a little bit extra on strength and interior defense. So if you're a person like that really likes that type of stuff, do that. But yeah, that's going to be the height, weight, wingspan for this build. Body type, that's completely up to you. Then when it comes to things like the badges, we have 13 finishing, 16 shooting, 18 playmaking, and 22 defensive. Now, when it comes to this build, it's actually pretty bashed out. I'm not gonna lie, in comparison to the #1 build on this list, it's pretty bashed out. Just has a couple holes on this build that's not okay in my opinion. You're gonna have no interior defense. That's pretty much gonna be important to stop getting contact dunks in this game. You want to be able to get as many easy stops as possible. Interior defense is gonna make you that much better on defense in the paint. It does not have that. Steal rating, best way to get stops in this game, you don't have a steal rating. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to be able to get steals and stuff like that. You're going to be able to get on-ball steals, bump steals, all that type of stuff. Even passing lane steals. It's just going to be a lot harder, and they're going to call more fouls when it comes to being on-ball steals. But you can still do it if you know what you're doing. But yeah, when it comes to the physicals not even as good as the other builds. Like when it comes to the vertical, we only have a 70 vertical, but we do have an 87 stamina with max speed, max acceleration. Then when it comes to the 13 finishing, maxing out the driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, shooting, 16 shooting badges, we're going to have a max mid-range three-pointer free throw to a 63. 18 playmaking, we're going to have a max ball handle, speed, ball, pass accuracy up to an 80. And for the 22, like I said, we're not going to have interior defense or steal, but literally everything else is maxed to go ahead and get us as many badges as possible. And then when it comes to the takeovers, like I said, we're pretty much going to go with sharp and slasher on all the other builds, but for this one we don't get sharp takeover. You actually get shot creator instead. So we're gonna go with finishing moves and ankle breaking shots. You can go whatever one first you would go with. If I'm making the build, I would probably go with ankle breaking shots first, but since I think finishing moves is a better takeover, I did go first with that, but I'm still going with finishing moves and ankle breaking shots. And the build comes out as a two-way threat, similar to shades of Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and Latrell Sprewell. I might need to upload this build because this is actually a disgusting build. Two-way threat build that I uploaded on the channel is not as good as this. So yeah, this is the best two-way threat build in the game, and one of the best 6'7" demigod builds in the game. And this is actually only the honorable mention on the list. All right, next. So this is gonna be for every build in the top 5. This is a preset to every single one of these builds. So what we did, first thing when it came to position, power forward. Every single one of these builds are power forwards. When it comes to being a power forward, you're gonna get more badges. You're gonna be able to put more attributes all the way around. Then when it comes to the height, weight, wingspan, obviously we're going to go 6'7". Then when it comes to the weight, we go 211. That's the best way, in my opinion, for power forwards because that's going to be allowing you to be as fast as possible, but also give you a little bit extra hip for your strength and interior defense if you want to have that. Then when it comes to the wingspan, in my opinion, the best wingspan for 6'7" is 7'1" right now. I've went a lot of different ways this year so far. 6'10" because I wanted to be able to have a 91. Then I went 6'11". Then I went 7'2" so I can get to a 90 3-pointer at 99. But now I'm at 7'1", like I described earlier on the honorable mention. That is because when you get to a 99, that's going to be at a 91 3-pointer. Then when you get sharp takeover, that's going to be +8. And y'all all know I put sharp takeover on, and that's going to be at 99 and with takeover. And that's really all I need. I don't really need to be at 99 off rip. I don't need to be 95. I just need to have 99 and takeover. So yeah, that's pretty overpowered. You don't really even have to necessarily have that, but to be able to have that is pretty overpowered. But yeah, that's going to be the height, weight, wingspan, and position for every single one of these builds in the top 5. All right, so first things first, when it comes to the builds. Now, build coming in at number 5, this is kind of like the pure lock version of the builds. Now, when it comes to the badges, you're going to have 12 finishing, 13 shooting, 15 playmaking with 27 defensive rebound badges. Then when it comes to the physicals, you have really decent physicals. On all these builds, they're going to be really decent physicals. When it comes to the physicals, you're going to have max speed, acceleration, and vertical with a stamina of an 85. The only thing that's keeping this build low on this list in comparison to the other builds higher is the fact that you have a lot lower shooting, a lot lower playmaking, and you have pretty much either one lower or a lot lower finishing. But you do have a lot more defense. Now, when it comes to a lot more defense, you're going to pretty much max out perimeter defense, block, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound. But when it comes to the steal, pretty much max is one off, but like you're going to be ridiculous at getting steals, whether it's passing lanes, bump steals, or on ball steals. That's pretty much, in my opinion, the best way to get stops in this game, whether it's contact dunks and stuff like that. It's really good. But if you have interior defense, that's better for stopping contact dunks in general. But yeah, when it comes to all around, best way of getting stops, in my opinion, is the steal rating. Block rating, very overpowered. You need that too. And this has that. But yeah, when it comes to the playmaking, I always tell y'all want 15 to 18. This gets 15. So in my opinion, you would want to use this as like a secondary ball handler. But like I said, this is kind of like a lockdown type of build. You can try to be a ball handler with this build, but in my opinion, with 15, you will only want to be like a secondary ball handler. With 13 shooting, you do have a max 3-pointer, max mid-range, so you are going to be able to shoot consistently. But like I said, you want to be like a secondary, you want to be like an off-ball catch-and-shoot type of build. And then with the 12, that's more than enough. You don't really need but 8, in my opinion, for finishing, and we get 12. And so that's another Hall of Fame. You can go ahead and put on Hall of Fame Heat Seeker now. So you have a pretty much a perfect bad setup for the finishing when it comes to this build. So yeah, that's going to be the build that comes in at number 5. In my opinion, one of the best builds in the game. Definitely top 5, 6'7" demigod in the game. But yeah, comes in at the number 5 spot on this list. All right, next, coming in at number 4 is going to be kind of like the all-around version of the build, but it's going to have more finishing. Now, when it comes to the all-around version of the build that has more finishing, this is going to not have as high of a vertical. Now, when it comes to vertical, I didn't mention this when I was going over the small forward, but in my opinion, I have vertical on my build, and I've seen a lot of people say it's a lot harder to get contact dunks. I have not had too much experience with having a lower vertical, so I'm not sure on how big of a difference, but my build gets contact dunks ridiculous ridiculous consistency. If I go for a drive, I'm more than likely 96% of the time going to get like a contact. That's a really weird number, but like it's pretty accurate. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, you got to have 19 finishing, 20 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 21 defensive. So yeah, that's really why I put this build over the last one, because the badges are literally so balanced. They're so balanced. Like, you're literally not going to be needing any more badges on anything but maybe defensive. But with that being said, you're not going to have like the steal badges, so that's going to be a perfect amount of defensive badges. So yeah, but another hole that I would say is the vertical, the steal, and interior defense. This build does not have any of that, but with that being said, it does make up for it with the 19 finishing, because you're maxing out the driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, and post control. The 20 shooting, where you're going to be having a max mid-range three-pointer, then a free throw of a 60. That's a really decent free throw when in comparison to the last build. And 21 playmaking, that's more than enough, because I always tell y'all I want like 15 to 18. This has above 18, so this can definitely be the primary ball handler on the team if you really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know 5v5, a lot of people don't really like 6'7", but this build can definitely do that if needed. And then when it comes to the defensive, you're going to have 21, because you're maxing out perimeter defense, block, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound, and have a little bit on steal. So yeah, that's pretty much how that build goes. Like I said, when it comes to the presets, everything's going to have the same height, weight, wingspan, and position. And yeah, that is the build that comes in at the number 4 spot on the list. And coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 3 is kind of more of that last build, but really trying to be as balanced as possible without needing anything. I'm literally saying without needing anything. So this build is going to have 13 finishing, 20 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 24 defensive. And this build, instead of having a 70 vertical, has a max vertical. So you're going to be able to get contact dunks at a crazy rate. You're going to have more than enough finishing badges. Like I said, when I was going over the pretty much like the lockdown build, you don't really need but 8 finishing. If you get 12, that's going to be very, very good. 13 is a little bit overdoing it, but you now can put on like bronze Lob City finishers, which is one of the best bronze badges in the game. So yeah, you can have heat seekers, solidity finisher, and posterizer, while also having bronze Lob City finisher. That's going to be really good. Then when it comes to the 20 shooting, you're going to have mid-range, three-pointer, both being maxed in a free throw to a 60, and that's going to get you 20. Then for the 20 playmaking, when I always tell y'all you only need about 15 to 18, you get 20. You can definitely be a primary ball handler with this build. Now, a lot of people don't like doing that with a 6'7", but you can definitely do it very easily. One of the best park builds in the game. And yeah, that's going to be maxing out the ball handle and speed ball, and your pass accuracy up to a 71. So yeah, you're going to get able to get literally every playmaking badge in the game. Every single one. Then when it comes to the defensive rebound, this one is a little bit like the last one, where instead of having no interior defense, you have a 46 and a 99. You can get that to a 50. That's pretty decent. It's a lot better than having a 25. And then for the steal, you're going to be at a 57. And that's going to be able to get over a 60. So that's going to be a lot better than having a 25. So yeah, you're going to be actually decent in interior defense and decent on stealing. But yeah, you still have max perimeter defense, max block, max offensive rebound, and max defensive rebound. So you're going to be actually a lot better on defense than the last one. Are you as good as the pure lock build? I wouldn't say all that. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better all-around builds in the game. And yeah, when it comes to the physicals, max speed, acceleration, vertical, like I said, and stamina up to an 86. You can get that to a 90 at 99. So yeah, all the way around, this is definitely one of the best builds in the game, and it comes in at number 3 spot on the list. All right, next, coming in at number 2 on the list is kind of like an all-around build, but this time, instead of it being like an all-around build, we went for certain badges. So when it comes to the defensive, instead of having like a 57 and a 46, we have a 36 and a 66. So at steal, we're going to be able to have that to a 70. Now we're going to be able to get at least gold pickpocket and at least gold intercept if that's what we want to have. So on the other one, we wouldn't be able to get gold. We wouldn't even be able to get bronze pickpocket or interceptor, because you have to have like a 62 and a 69. We now have a 66 off rip that's going to get to a 70. So at 98, we're going to be able to have both if we want to have that. So yeah, that's a big W. And yeah, when it comes to like the perimeter defense, block, rebound, and defensive rebound, that's all max. And 36 interior defense is going to be able to go to a 40. That's not terrible, but it's not good either. So yeah, it's very usable. It's better than not having anything. That's what I would say. And when it comes to the physicals, pretty decent physicals. Speed, acceleration, stamina, and vertical all max. You can lower the stamina if you want to have a higher pass accuracy. or yeah, to get more playmaking. If you want to do that, that's up to you. But yeah, for the playmaking, you get 18 badge upgrades, max ball handle, max view ball, pass accuracy, up to a 64. That's going to get you 18 for the 20 shooting. Very same thing as we've been doing. And for the 13 finishing, pretty much same thing that we've been doing. And yeah, pretty much when it comes to this build, the thing that sets this apart from the other ones, it's going to be a lot easier to get steals, because when it comes with the pickpocket badge, you're not going to get called for fouls nearly as much. So this is as close to having like a pure lock build without being a pure lock. But you can actually still be a main ball handler. So this is literally a demigod build where you can shoot, you can be a primary ball handler, you can be a really good defender, and you're going to have more than enough finishing badges on the game, and you have really good physical stats. So yeah, man, really, 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 really good all-around build in my opinion. And coming in at number 1 on the list is going to be this build. Now, why do I think this build is better than the build that came before it? It's because it has max interior defense. In my opinion, on this game, interior defense is so important, bro. Like, people say you don't need interior defense, but like, you're gonna get contact dunked so frequently when you don't have interior defense. I know it hurts how easy it is to make a build, but that's why I'm showing you guys a build that you can make with interior defense that actually is going to be having enough shooting and enough playmaking to do everything in this game at a high rate. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over it. So we're going to have literally everything on physicals is max. Everything. Now, what I will say about that, if you want to be able to have more playmaking or more shooting, you can literally just lower the strength. Lower the stamina a little bit. You can get your stamina to an 86. That's going to get you one more extra shooting or playmaking. If you want to lower your strength so that you can just have it, whatever it is with max interior defense, that's going to get you probably an extra shooting or playmaking also. But me personally, I would rather having max physicals. That's just going to allow me to do so much more things. Strength is going to allow you to basically bolt by people and really help you from not getting contact dunked. Also, when it comes to vertical, that actually helps you get more contact dunked, because it's going to, I don't know really completely how, but it works for me. When it comes to acceleration and speed, you know what that does. Stamina is going to be really good. You don't really have to have that high, but I don't really like doing stuff like that when it comes to physical attributes. But then when it comes to the 12 finishing, maxing out, driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk is at a 72. 12, like I said, you only need 8. You get 12, that's more than enough. You can now get a Heat Seeker Hall of Fame. That's perfect. Then when it comes to the 16 shooting badges, I would kind of like to have 18, to be honest, as a shooting badges with a little bit higher free throw so I can play 5v5. But a lot of people have low free throw in this game. It will not be that big of a deal. And at 99, you're going to be able to get above a 50. That's going to be very doable for a lot of builds. So just find the right free throw and stuff like that. You'll be fine. And yeah, 16, you're going to be able to do what you're trying to do with 16 shooting badges. I promise. If you guys want me to give y'all like the best shooting badge setup from 1 to 30 for playmaking and shooting, because that's kind of like the hardest ones to really like make sure you have the right number of, I can do that for y'all. Y'all just got to leave a like and put that in the comments down below. But then when it comes to the 16 playmaking, we're not going to have all the playmaking badges that we really want to have, like bullet passer. We're going to be able to have bullet passer. Actually, no, we're not going to be able to have bullet passer, but when it comes to badges like needle threader, we can have. Now, with that being said, are we going to be able to have bullet passer at 99? You might be able to have that at 99. I'm not 100% sure, because at 58, you get to a 62. You might be able to get it. I'm not 100% sure what the threshold is for power forwards for bullet passer. But yeah, when it comes to the speed ball and ball handle, you're going to have that both max. And that's going to make a big deal on this build. And the thing that makes this build different than every other build on this list is it has a max interior defense. Max interior defense is so important in this game. It's how you stop contact dunks at the highest rate possible. I have max interior defense on my build. I literally rarely get contact dunk. And if somebody gets a contact dunk, if I jump, it damn near takes them out the contact dunk animation every single time. And people get really aggravated playing against my build because of that. So that is really a great thing to have. And we have perimeter defense, block, both being max. And then offensive rebound is low, but the defensive rebound is at an 88. That's more than enough. That's going to be able to get to a 92 and 99. And yeah. But one thing that you can do, if you're a person that don't really go for rebounds, you can just put that to steal, and that's going to make the build even better, because now you have the best way to get stops. Also with interior defense. Now, you do want to have to be able to get rebounds of some type of way, so I wouldn't always do that. But my build doesn't really have the highest rebound. It's only like an 81, and I snag pretty consistently with it. So that's really up to you. But yeah, that is going to be the best 6'7" demigod in the game. I've dropped a lot of different types of builds. Now, one thing I would say, a lot of people gonna be like, my build's gonna get this many badges and stuff like that. When you have longer wingspan and a little bit higher weight and stuff like that, it's easier to get more badges on builds. It's just that simple. So do not comment down below stuff like that, because it is easier. But I did the same height, weight, wingspan on all these builds because that is going to allow you to see how to make certain builds a certain way. Because if you change the weight, change the wingspan, and kind of try to make the build the exact same way I'm showing you guys on stream, or not on stream, but in the video, you're gonna be able to make it the same way, and you might even get more badges in the way that you want to make it. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I kind of made all these builds have the same height, weight, and wingspan, except for the small foot. But yeah, like I said, that is going to be the video. Those were the 5 best 6'7" demigod builds in the game. If you haven't already, go ahead, leave a like. If you like these type of videos, you want more videos like this, leave a like, subscribe if you need. We're on the road to 100K at 75K. We got a big banger week coming very soon. You do not want to miss that. So all you gotta do is drop that subscribe, turn on post notifications, be the first at every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. I'm about to be, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah! Bitch, I got some niggas that cash. New car, yeah, I push that. Push out that bitch and I smash. Push out that bitch and I smash. I'm so fucking high, I might crash.
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple.